All right, welcome back to my Forever World. My name is Ron, playing on a PS5 Bedrock Edition. I picked up a new mic. The sound quality in the other one wasn't the greatest. Hopefully this is an improvement. I'll check it later just to see how it's going. Um, I've been exploring, expanding out, trying to find a place for my main base or yeah, some kind of central place to just sort of build up things. Maybe I'll build a new town or something. But this is the town I've been hanging out in a while. Uh, One of my big problems I've noticed is occasionally I'll die and the spawn will be screwed up because of the bed or something. So I've decided to do some nether tunneling and linking up bases and places and towns and such, villages in Minecraft. So here's my main base for now. Found Mr. Wolf here. He's now a new pet of mine. I've explored out 4 maps, and we are right here. Spawn is right here, and down here is outpost to the end. Discovered that there's like I showed a new base or another village way up here, and there's some villages off in this way. I have some mushroom islands out there. I pretty much have all the biomes on 4 maps, which I think is pretty amazing. Just so much detail. There's a lot of desert and badlands over here. Some swaths of jungle, dark forest, dark oak wood, things like that. Some mountains. There is a mangrove swamp over this way, I believe, and then off in that distance there's a swamp which I have not discovered yet. Um, so yeah, so we'll show you the Nether portal, and where did I hide it? It's over here. I usually go down at the bottom of the map instead of at lava level for the Nether, but I thought I'll try this for now, see how it goes. So this is the main route. There's just a few points on this Nether hub, if you want to call it that. Um, and so it's your standard 3x3 passage. Don't run into a lot of mobs or anything here. There's some nether forests and things like that up above, which is nice. I haven't found any kind of like bastions or nether fortresses or anything. So this is 0, 0. This is where sort of the center of the map is. 0, 0. So that brings me back to my spawn where I would die. I've created not really a it's platforms in trees. It's not like a tree fort, but it's like a tree platform base. Again, I have my map set up here, and then this goes all the way down to the bottom of the world. Actual spawn point is up here. Like I said, I've been dying enough that I wanted to have something where if I lost all my stuff and I need to get back fast, I can just do this. So there we go. I've got a little treehouse platform kind of thing going. Nothing fancy, just some basic kind of off the ground. We've got some pandas here. Uh, just a lot of really the basics things going here. That way is back towards the main village I've been doing a lot of work on. And then the other way is the new village, the outpost village. I'm going to probably have to start naming some of these villages and trying to keep things a little more organized. Uh, but yeah, so we'll go through the Nether and go to the Outpost Village, which is my latest village. So that goes back to the other village, and then the Outpost Village is this way. I had to build out over lava, which is never fun, but it's a little easier on a PS5. I have a decent enough bow to keep me somewhat safe. I'm not really a big fan of doing anything in the Nether. Uh, and there's not a lot of mobs right around here, so which is kind of nice. I built a little guardrail system for myself. Um, there's more things this way I want to probably explore and check out. I want to find a happy ghast out here somewhere, hopefully. Maybe I'll do a little chunk base sneaky looking and seeing what I can find for what's available locally for me here. Alright, so this is looking a lot like my other bases, but this is, you guys don't have to be in here. No, don't go back in the Nether. Could you just go? Thank you. No? Okay. Alright, you go play in the Nether. Uh, there. How's that? Look. Yeah, thank you. Uh, so here we are. We're at this location. So we have like river access to the ocean. The mushroom biomes to our south. There's a bunch of guardian ocean temples out here. Uh, this map is this fourth map over here is not particularly interesting, but I haven't fully explored it either. I mean, there's another mushroom biome and more desert and badlands off this way. So yeah, so let's go to sleep. I've kind of made similar hobbit hole bases at a couple locations now, so but they're different enough that I confuse myself. So this takes me straight down to the outposts. They really hid the gateway to the end about it's basically it was sealed off. It wasn't accessible from other parts of the outpost. So down here, come here. It's just a straight path. I carved a hole through this area, and it's right here. So if I get really ambitious, I could always jump way ahead of the game, kill the Ender Dragon, get an Elytra, do all that. But these outposts are just mazes that go on forever. And there's some good places to mine here. The primary village I was staying in was just too it was too high, and it was over the deepest dark, and I got destroyed by the warden that was living down there, and so it made for some really poor mining opportunities, really good ways to die. So I decided that I needed to find a better place to do maybe some mining, exploring, various things like that. All right, so this village was built on the side of a hill, and so it's got that weird problem where it was kind of looking pretty sad because it was so spread apart. But I basically moved all the villagers down to the base of the hill or mountain, whatever you want to call this, and I left the buildings up here. I'm not sure how much work I want to do here, if I want to continue. So I built a little bridge across the water, popped down some, what is that? That's yeah, sugarcane for trading with the villagers. I've got a little trading area down here. It does have access to the ocean, which is really handy. I could probably have a lot of fun if I want to really get carried away building stuff up here. But yeah, this village kind of is all over this hill, just scattered across it. And so the villagers had a really hard time pathing. The mobs did not. They were getting destroyed quickly. So I'm sure I've looked over this hill, but we're here. We might as well see what's up here. It's probably just more of the same. So yeah, there's some jungle. Oh, there's another village over there too. I think I've been to that one as well. That one's, yeah, on the hill. So, like I said, the reason I chose this map was the access to biomes. It's pretty much got every biome I can think of on here. Most of them in a 4x4 map radius. Like I said, the swamp's a little further out. And yeah, this village is just, actually I think it's 2 villages scattered across an extreme amount of height. I've been placing torches under, what are these things called again? They're called moss carpet. Yeah, so doing the whole hide the torches so you don't see a lot of torch spam. There still might be a few I have to clean up, but this village was getting decimated by zombies. Being on the water, they get some drowned, but they have a pretty stable population now. Been adding various beds and expanding the village here or there where I can. Nothing too dramatic. It's still early on, and they have kind of a safe area here. They've got a golem with them. I've got one librarian, and yeah, he died, I guess. So he's not the librarian I chose. That's part of the problem with this place. Is still kind of deadly. So yeah, he was like an Unbreaking 3 guy, but he's gone now. And yeah, so I've been planting and harvesting and using moss blocks and just trying to get, like I said, basically get the village stable, thriving. Try to keep it safe. I guess I'm not doing a great job with that. I'll probably have to fence them all in or something to get them a little bit safer. Over here there was a lightning strike and it caused the skeletal horses to spawn. So I saved all 4. These 3 were the slowest. The 4th one's up there by my entry base. Again, more moss carpets with torches underneath it. Thinking of doing a bit more terraforming and digging over here using bone meal from the skeleton spawner and just clearing out as much block and dirt and such. Maybe dig a little quarry or mine right there. They really like to cross this bridge. It's not really safe over here at night, even with the torches under. So that one isn't even under yet. So this is a very common trick. You just place a torch and then you place a moss block on top of it, carpet on top of it. Sometimes I'll go back and put a little more bone meal down around it, make the grass taller or something so it's not as obvious, but it's just one of the easier tricks to keep the mobs away and not have a field covered in torches. So yeah, see, this is what happens. The drowned are right here. The iron golem gets a little focused on just one thing and spends his time. Of course, he runs into a guy with a trident, and then it's all over for him. he gets killed by the trident, and then the villagers get in trouble again, and rinse and repeat kind of thing. So, like I said, I've got sugar cane growing here. Keeps the paper trades up with the villagers and the librarians, that is. And yeah, the drowned are really active in this river. I'm not sure if there's a way to light up rivers or whatever to stop drowns from spawning. I'll look into that. It's like a million little facts about Minecraft, and it's like you can know most of them, but then you'll run into something. I haven't built a cow farm yet. That place I kept the skeletal horses was going to be a sheep or cow farm, but I don't know. I kind of like having them there instead. No, that's not what I meant to do. So yeah, here's like a small map of this part of the area. Those 4x4 maps are wonderful, but you just lose so much detail. This village was just huge, and like I said, it's mostly vertical. So I was going to use that to do some underground exploring or what have you, try to find more things about the outpost, but I've already found that. And it's still the similar kind of layout here. Food, wood, tools, dirt. That one's empty for now. Stone, cobblestone. Um, and then over here, I call this the materials, which is basically a lot of the things you would find in the ground or from mobs. And then at the other end, I have stuff from the nether and deep slate and things like that go in this chest. It's easy for me to keep track of all this stuff. In theory, at some point, if I get this place built up, I will have to build a much bigger kind of storage system. But I try to keep it organized and simple, something that I can understand, and just go from base to base and have the same kind of layout. So I guess my style would be considered maybe like utilitarian Minecraft. I kind of try to stay with things the way Minecraft does things, but uh, but still, I think I'm an okay builder, um, and I know the ins and outs of the game, which I enjoy playing and figuring out. And he's stuck over here. Are you gonna go find a bed, or are you just trying to get into my bed? Want to come down here? Yeah, how about that? Come on down here. It'd be much safer down here. Yeah, don't go up that right again. Yeah, so like I said, I've got a skeletal horse there. Just doing a lot of maintenance and such in this area. Basic terraforming. I still haven't decided if I want to build the village back up the hill. I think it's a kind of a cool idea. It's a lot of work, a lot of, and like I said, I don't. This place doesn't feel special. It's very similar to most any kind of other plains biome Minecraft. I mean, obviously I have to build something here because there is an outpost here. I could just drop a nether portal at the outpost and call it good, but I do like having like backup villages or villages that have other options. Maybe theory, setting up a village that's mostly for trading tools or weapons and things like that, and then another village which is mostly like a librarian village where there's a lot of books and enchants and things like that I can get. And I don't have any kind of skeleton or zombie or any kind of XP farm dungeon down here yet. I did find part of a dungeon that wasn't complete, but basically I've been taking moss blocks and carpets, and bone meal and bones, which I've actually burned through quite a bit. Yeah, I have actually. To go back to the scale. Oh no, no, I have plenty. Sorry, I can go back to the skeleton farm and get more things there. Oh yeah, so between episodes, I lost everything. I was AFK in this base thinking it was safe, and I was not safe. I got killed. I lost all my stuff. Some zombie came in and just cleaned me out, and I came back after the spawn timer. It was a stupid mistake. And we all forget these kind of things or make these stupid mistakes. So came back to no gear, no items. Had almost nothing. I had to start from basically from scratch. So that was not a really good time. But I have a Fortune 3 pickaxe and a Silk Touch pickaxe, and a sword. Actually, it's probably a better sword. It's got looting 3, mending, sharpness, and a breaking 3, which is a base, sort of a standard kind of sword that will get me through whatever this is, early, mid game, or what have you. But yeah, I wanted to build. I was low on wood. I've been low on wood a lot lately, so I wanted to build some oak fence gates to put up here, because I think that zombie that killed me came probably from up there. That's pretty dark. Should probably just light this area up more, or even up there. Who knows? But there's a cat around here somewhere. I haven't tamed any cats. I haven't done much fishing. Um, so that might be just, what are we at? Yeah, why don't we do some fishing for a bit and see what we can come up with. I don't have much of anything here for, I've got a fishing pole. That's pretty much all I need really to go fishing. Just dump some of this other stuff out of here. I was thinking of doing a few other things, but let's just wrap up this episode with a little bit of sleepy time, boring fishing. I haven't had a chance really on this world to do much fishing. The water over here should be deep enough, and maybe I can even fish off the dock. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I could probably fish off this way. See what we get. You can fish for drowned, I guess. There are plenty of those guys here. Fishing is usually a bit slow until you get better books with, well, better fishing poles. Yeah, I do like to have the villagers free roam, but at the same time, I don't want them murdered all the time by zombies and such. But it's just one of those kind of balances you have to make. Um, Here we go. There's something. I forget how slow fishing can actually be in real life or without any kind of tricked out fishing pole in Minecraft. It can be quite slow and tedious, but at the same time, it's sort of relaxing. Kind of a nice way to chill out. I do mostly play off camera, and I don't I don't think most of the stuff I do is very interesting. I as much as anything is doing this to show my own progression to myself. So it'd be like, oh yeah, remember when you built that, or when you found that outpost, and what the village looked like originally, and yeah, look at it now, a month later, 2 months later, hopefully six or several months later, and look at what it turned into, and just have that record on YouTube to go back. And so yeah, it's like a two for game here. I do fishing, and then I murder drowned, or not. He's gone. But let's just sit here and fish for a little bit longer. See if we can get some kind of interesting fishing pole or something. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to fence these guys in. Give them some more protection. I usually don't like to leave the lure out too long. If it doesn't seem to do anything for, you know, 5 seconds or so, I'll just recast and hope for better luck. Do a little count in my head or something like that, and just, you know, I think there's some things about it has to be certain depth and amount of water around the area. I guess fishing during rainstorms actually improves your chances of catching stuff. Let's see, I've got some water bottles. Not really what I was looking for, but I've not been a big user or manufacturer of potions in the game. I don't think it's the simplest thing to do, and I forget how useful it can be. So maybe this time around I will take the time and figure out stuff like that. All right, so we got a wow, got a super bow out of that. That's really good actually. I usually don't go with infinity. I usually go with mending, but yeah. So punch, power, flame, unbreaking. Yeah, that's see that's early game. That's like game changing for someone to get a gear with that kind of an enchant. Maybe I need to go fish for villagers too. It looks like that's probably the way I've designed this area. I did backfill the river there a little to get the sugarcane in, but then I carved out more over here to widen the river. And I've always wanted to do more river traveling because it's fairly fast and convenient. But so once you start crossing multiple maps and stuff, it gets a little confusing. I was looking to see if there were any kind of add-ons or map things for Minecraft on a PS5, but some kind of live map update thing would be really nice. Or some ways to like merge multiple maps into like, something you could zoom in on or zoom out of. That would be such an improvement. And it seems like a lot of people don't use maps, but I like to know positions, and the maps just seem to help me visualize it better, because the terrain oftentimes does look very, it's generated very specifically, and so things sort of look the same a lot to me. Uh, I was hoping to get a fishing pole, but sometimes, you know, you just don't. I've done this where I've sat there and just give me a fishing pole, give me a fishing pole, and just just no fishing poles are coming up. But fishing is the patience. It's, as my grandfather said, it's called fishing, not catching. So that applies to Minecraft as well. I mean, it's a lot easier than real fishing, but it's the same concept. Some people just don't have the patience for the slower things in games like this, or Minecraft in general. They want, instantaneous, like defeat the Nether Dragon, get your Elytra, you know. Don't spend 3 days just doing one thing or what have you. I did turn off the music. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Like I said, I've got a new headset. It's a Logitech USB headphones. It's got noise cancellation, probably a much higher quality mic, and it just plugs right into the front of the PS5. It recognized it automatically. No drivers to deal with or anything like that. So yeah, with that, maybe my sound hopefully will improve. Maybe I'll do some live streaming or whatever, something exciting like fishing or mining or terraforming, those really exciting adventures. You keep people on the edge of their seat playing and watching Minecraft. So it's getting dark. Oh, I put down some of those swamp reed things or whatever to give it some particle effects and such. I could actually train up a bunch of librarians and get some better enchants that way. I have all the materials. There's a couple libraries under this village in the outpost. Yeah, I guess maybe we're just going to have to be happy with a tricked out infinity bow. I'm running a little longer than I wanted on this episode, or typically what I've been doing, so. But I didn't want to just show everything. I wanted to do some actual Minecraft playing instead of just, hey, this is what I built here, this is what I built here. So I'm sure if I keep at this, I will find some better gear. But for now, again, more villagers to rescue. They're trapped on the wrong side of the river. And yeah, so yeah, this, like I said, this village just runs up this hill and really awkward, and I don't know if I should just start tearing it all down and then just rebuilding it, or work with what I already have here and then just sort of fill it in or fill it out as I go. But yeah, that's the whole thing about Minecraft. You can take it in whatever direction you're feeling, and if you don't like something, you can just tear it down and do it again. If you really don't like it, you could just move to another seed or another map, but that's not really my plans or in the cards. This seed has got, yeah, it's got all the things I'm looking for. It looks like the golem's over there cleaning up the sugarcane field. But he also gets very distracted by Drowned, so. Alright, look at that. So we've got a bowl, we've got a bow, a couple water bottles, and lots of fish. I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, I can't imagine why anybody would, but I watch stuff like this myself. So again, thank you, and I'll be back with more updates later on. Goodbye.